Okay, so I don't say lightly that what I'm going to talk about in this video is one of the craziest things that I think I've ever witnessed in American politics before. This has been taking over Twitter, justifiably so, over the past hour or so. I'm going to show you some images that I printed out. This comes from the White House doing an update on the status of Hurricane Dorian, which obviously just ravaged the Bahamas and is still moving in. And so Donald Trump, he from the Oval Office, was talking about it, and he had a visual aid that he used. And so you can see in this image, here he is with the printed out, maybe at Kinko's, something like that, the path, it's a forecast of the path of the hurricane. And what was interesting about that, and this was noted by Dennis Mercero, a Forbes contributor, was the actual image that they used. And so you can see a zoom in here. And what you have is the path of the hurricane proceeding up from 1 to 3 days, and then 4 to 5 days in that big white bubble. And then you see extending off of that, past Florida, a black bubble coming out of it, extending into Alabama. And what's weird about that, it was noticed by Mercero, is that that black bubble is not actually on the hurricane forecast. So I went and tracked down the actual forecast on the website, and you can see here, much sharper image, that same forecast showing the day-by-day progress and that white bubble showing that Florida was in fact threatened by Hurricane Dorian, and no black bubble. And so, look, first of all, it's weird to use a 4-day-old forecast for your emergency update on the status of Hurricane Dorian, but if this is the image, and if this is what you display, coming just a couple of days after you lost it when people pointed out that you kept saying that Alabama was going to be affected, even though the National Weather Service and any number of different experts were saying that wasn't true, then we are left in the nightmare scenario where the President of the United States has used a Sharpie to modify a hurricane progress forecast to protect his own ego. He is so unable to admit that he was wrong that he took a marker to an image to make it seem as if he was right. Now, the weird thing about that is that it's not just sad, and we're going to return to it being sad, but according to U.S. Code 2074 false weather reports, whoever knowingly issues or publishes any counterfeit weather forecast or warning of weather conditions falsely representing such forecast or warning to have been issued or published by the Weather Bureau, United States Signal Service, or other branch of the government service shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 90 days or both. And so it's also illegal. Whoever took that Sharpie to that image broke this section of the U.S. Code and could go to jail for 90 days. Oh, of course they're not going to, because there's no penalty for breaking the law in the U.S. government anymore. But they didn't just break the law. They also did this to protect the ego of one of the saddest, smallest people in the planet. I mean, I know that it seems like hyperbole. I get that. But is this any different than what they would do in North Korea to protect Kim Jong-un's reputation, or under some other petty, pathetic dictatorship? I mean, I don't know if Donald Trump did it, or if one of his aides just thought, well, look, if I put up the actual one, he's going to lose it. He's not going to be able to take it. But I don't know which of those is actually better. The idea that Donald Trump saw this image, this 4-day-old image, and I don't even know why they used it. They could have just used the actual image, which shows the coast of the United States. It shows the hurricane moving up along the coast. They could have used that and not had to even deal with this situation, because Alabama's not in play in that, understandably so. Just use that, it's so much safer. Instead, to do this, and then the thing is, like, there's no way that Donald Trump didn't know about this, because he works it into his commentary. He said during that, we got lucky in Florida, very, very lucky indeed. We had actually, our original chart was that it was going to be hitting Florida directly, and that would have affected a lot of other states. But that was the original chart. It was going to hit not only Florida, but Georgia. It could have, it was going towards the Gulf. That was what was originally projected, and it took a right turn, and ultimately, hopefully, we're going to get lucky. Look, the thing is, Donald Trump initially, a couple days ago, saying it's going to hurt Alabama, look, that's unfortunate. I would prefer that the president didn't say that, because that could affect people in Alabama. They could change their behavior based on this false information. But it's not a huge problem. It's a sort of slip-up that happens. Joe Biden does that every day, okay? It happens. I get it. It's the pathetic doubling down the need to modify reality so that you appear right, because your own sense of self, your own self-confidence, all of that is so much more important than what's actually going on. To continue to knowingly spread this false information, even to the point of breaking the law to do so, that is just pathetic. That is so massively pathetic. And so when I say often, and I do, that I don't get the idea that Donald Trump, that some of his followers think that he's some sort of alpha male or strong man or something like that. Like, I look at this and I see someone that is so pathetic, so small, and I don't understand how anyone can see anything other than that. Yes, he's dangerous. Yes, he's doing horrible things. But behind all of the negative impacts on the world, who he actually is this pathetic, tiny little person that needs to be protected from even the slightest self-realization that he's at times wrong or ignorant or shallow or vain. They're breaking the law on weather maps now. Anyway, look, this is taking over Twitter, obviously. So other people are making images showing the Sharpie, including other things and stuff like that. And so look, I'm not going to yuck their yum. Anybody who wants to have fun with this, we need some fun. I totally get that. But this is like he's never bowled less than 300 territory. This is, like he invented apple pie territory. This is modifying reality to create a mythology of an unerring president, a politician who cannot be wrong, who can't even mistake something. That is just pathetic. We should be better than that. We should demand better than that. Like, it's not okay from, I know I brought up pie. It's not okay from a Republican president. If we at some point get a Democratic president, it's not going to be okay from them. These people are not infallible. The idea, and it was a big thing last week, it was multiple Trump defenders saying that he's literally never lied to the American public. Everyone has lied to the American public. Literally everyone has lied. Your favorite politician, your favorite person on TV, your favorite political commentator has lied at some point. We're humans. This is inhuman, though. Anyway, okay. There's probably no more to this. There'll probably be no updates, and there will certainly be no consequences. Nobody's actually going to jail or getting a fine, 90-day jail for breaking the law casually to make him look better. That's just not the way our government works. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my fears, and thank you for watching.